Hey, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, I'm Michelle Spieler. I am a 30-year professional makeup artist. I used to work in Hollywood, and I'm also the creator of Mature Makeup Masterclass. I've done a series on 23 videos broken down into separate categories. It's all on mature technique using all products, all budgets. So check that out. Only $67 for life. You never have to pay any more. If I add more videos, you never have to pay more. But once you get locked in, you're locked in at that price. So get locked in. Okay. I'm going to start today with e.l.f. sunscreen. Now this might be too glowy for some people, but this is an e.l.f. summer soft glam video. So I'm going for, we all know how to do simple, easy makeup in the summer, and I can do some more videos on that this summer. Just simple, easy out the door makeup. I love that. That's not what I'm doing today. I want to do something a little bit more soft glam using products by e.l.f. that feel good in the summer, that are long wearing, that you can wear in the daytime or the evening. And I've decided to use Sabrina Carpenter as my muse for this video. I love her look. She kind of never changes. My friend Torsten used to do her makeup from 2015 to 2019. He kind of did her the same way she does her makeup today, but textures were different. Today she's a little bit more glowy. She has like a lot of glow on her face. So I'm going to start with this e.l.f. Whoa Glow SPF 30. I'm not even going out today until later, but I think I'll probably go out around 5 today when the sun is still out, but it's just not high and bright. I love this sunscreen. I mean, it just, like, I could go out just like this. I love this e.l.f. sunscreen. And if you don't want a glowy sunscreen, I completely respect that. So I'm gonna put a little under the eyes too. I have discolored eyelids. Okay, I'm gonna show you what I've been using the last couple weeks, and I'm absolutely loving it. It's not by e.l.f. I don't know if they have another sunscreen. They might not. Okay, we're gonna let that set in for a second while I talk about this other sunscreen. I got this for $14.99 on Amazon. It's always in my Amazon storefront, or you could just go to Amazon yourself and type in Biore UV. It is a aqua rich, so it's a watery essence sunscreen. It's an SPF 50. It's Japanese, which means they've got way better UV protection than we do here in America. Everyone knows that America is decades behind on UV protection. Europe, Australia, Asian countries, they all have a much better UV protection, just way more advanced, and our FDA just hasn't got caught up. So this is phenomenal. It's even a beautiful primer under makeup. I've used it under, oh gosh, everything. I've used it under Neutrogena, I've used it under Saint, I've used it under French Face, I've used it under About Face, and I've used it under this because yesterday I did a test for TikTok. So yes, today we're going to use the brand new Soft Glam. Okay, there you go. All right, so that's pretty much in. Now, normally, you know, I like to do eyes first because they can get messy, but I'm going to do complexion first today. And the reason why is because my sunscreen is nice and applied, and so this will melt right into it. I love a foundation that you can squeeze out the amount you want. You can squeeze out the amount. I love that because sometimes I want more than one pump, but 2 pumps is too much and you're wasting product. But with this, I love this, okay? So what I'm gonna do is I've got a nice wet blender, and I'm gonna go in with a smaller brush. Let me see if I can find, oh, for crying out loud. Well, Oh, here it is. It was hiding. I like this little kitten paw. Okay, so I'm going to go in with a little bit at a time. Now, I did an 8-hour wear test on this yesterday, so if anyone comes at me here and says, well, where's your wear test? I don't really do wear tests on YouTube. I'm mostly here teaching you technique, but also, of course, products that look pretty on mature skin. But if I'm using it here on YouTube, pretty much I've already played with it and I like it already. But this was so pretty. I put this on yesterday and took it off late last night, and I'm going to tell you, it looked very skin-like. I'll tell you what I forgot to put on right now. Some of you are gonna already know what I'm talking about. I forgot to put on my Aquaphor. Now, when I used this yesterday, I did use a little Aquaphor under my eyes. Let's see. Yeah, I think I'm gonna use the tiniest bit. I know Aquaphor in the summer sounds crazy, but I buy it in the tub because it's hard packed. Look, look, do you see that? There's only the tiniest bit on my finger. So I'm gonna put it under the eye because I'm not doing concealer yet. Okay. Now, this can cause milia in some people, but I just did a whole video on how to get rid of milia at home without spending a lot of money at the dermatologist or even an esthetician. Okay, I'm gonna go back in and put it just in my parentheses. Notice I don't put this on my whole face. I just put it in the areas where makeup can get like dry and cakey, and for me it's right through here. Makeup always looks beautiful on my whole cheek, my jawline, my forehead, but it just never looks really good right through here, and certainly not around the eyes. Okay, so I'm gonna take a little bit more now that that's all blended in. This is probably more foundation than I normally would wear. But again, we're going for a soft glam look. And because I'm immediately pouncing it in with a damp blender, I feel like we're getting a really nice natural blend. I'm gonna take a little bit, oh shoot, I got makeup on my pants. A little bit in the temples to kind of cover some of that blue vein. And then we're gonna take some down on the jawline, because I definitely get discolored down there. Okay, well, I blend that in. This is a medium buildable coverage. They say that it's a breathable formula. They say it will never get dry and cakey, and it did not, but again, I put a little Aquaphor under it. Okay, it comes in 36 shades. It's only $8. You get 1 ounce for $8. Right now, currently, it's only on the e.l.f. website. You cannot get it yet at Ulta or Amazon or Walgreens. You can't get it anywhere except the e.l.f. site. That's what e.l.f. does. They always launch it exclusively through them, and then you have to wait for it to go to other retailers. But I like it, and it did look very pretty after 8 hours. It looked very skin-like, okay? So I want to look at this really carefully. It's a satin finish, by the way. So if I look a little dewy, it's because it's freshly applied, but it does dry down to a satin. Now, what's a satin? Satin to me is in between matte and dewy, which means just a natural finish. So satin means it has a little bit of a tiny bit of a sheen, but not dewy, okay? So if you see any dewiness, it's because it's freshly applied. Plus I have the Whoa Glow under it, so it's gonna have a little bit more. I didn't wear Whoa Glow yesterday, I wore that BURA. But it's super pretty. It looks just like my skin. I don't see it. I got it in shade neutral number 1, and it is perfect. It's perfect. Okay, now one thing I'm going to do is I want to set it. I will check it, and if I like it, I'll set it. And this is the e.l.f. Makeup Mist and Set. They make a dewy one, but I know a lot of my oily girls, a lot of my combo girls, you don't want to look dewy. And listen, when we go out in the heat and humidity, we're gonna already look dewy, so we don't want to add more dew. I like to be dewy in the colder months, and in the summer I like to be dewy, but not by adding dewy products, but by, you know, just my own sheen coming out because it's hot and humid. Okay, so everything I'm using today is gonna be more like powdery because I don't want creams that stick to my face. Now, some of you could have added a little bit of this to your sunscreen, the bronze drops. You could have added a little bronzer here. This is meant to be mixed in with something. You wouldn't want to go in and put this on the face. It doesn't blend real well. But the problem with this for me is I really want it to match my skin tone, and then I can go in and bronze. I don't want bronze everywhere. Also, I find if I use any type of bronzing drops, it'll make my sunspots like immediately look darker. So this is great for some people. I personally don't love bronzing drops. Okay, now I'm gonna go in with a little bit of powder now that my face is kind of dry, and I'm gonna do my brows first. You know I never do brows on camera. I never do brows on camera. Okay, so what color is this? I don't even know. But I really like the e.l.f. brow pencils. I really like them. So I'm just gonna go in and do it real soft. I'm gonna kind of emphasize my arch. Top of my arch. Let me see. And then here I'm just gonna do little broad strokes. Okay, I think that's about it. And then I like to brush it, because when we brush it, we take off any excess that we don't need. Kind of softens it and lightens it a little bit. That's my good eyebrow. This eyebrow, I don't like this eyebrow. For those of you who have two symmetrical eyebrows, and some people do, I'm gonna say it right now. I'm not embarrassed to say it. I'm so jealous of you. I'm so jealous of people that have symmetrical eyebrows, because I'm forever trying to make mine not be 100% matchy, right? Because we know they're cousins, not twins, or sisters, not twins. They don't have to be totally matchy, but like this one's really long and high, and this one's shorter and lower. And so I'm always trying to kind of balance them out. That's why we do a little bit more Botox right up here at the hairline, because it kind of lifts this one a little bit. Just to kind of give me a little more symmetry. It makes my job easier. It makes my brows less hard to work on every day. So I say any little tweaks that can help, let's do it. Let's make our life easier. That's why some women go and get their brows tatted. I get it. That way you roll out of bed and boom, you instantly like your brows. Okay, they did, let me see, is this, I bought a new e.l.f. brow gel and I'm not seeing it. I bought it. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's the e.l.f. brow laminating gel. I don't know about that, but we'll see. I don't really like a laminated brow on a mature woman. I think it looks kind of odd. If you love laminated brows and you're mature and you just love it, hey, listen, you do you. More power to you. I just think on me it looks silly. A laminated brow, it just looks silly. But I do like them lifted, so I will be cool with this. And then they have this laminating tool, so you can really like flatten it and laminate it down. I won't be using that. Again, just trying to lift them. not trying. All right, that's gonna be good enough. I also bought a new e.l.f. Lock It Down eye primer, eyeshadow primer. Has anyone used this? I've never used it. I don't even, oh, okay. Okay. We'll see how it does. I really like the one by Milani. I've done that in a video a couple times. It's a really nice eye primer, but this one is by e.l.f. You know, everything's like $4, $5, $6. That's why I like doing e.l.f. videos, because I'm so tickled that we can look bougie on a budget. I'm so tickled that we can look high-end wearing all e.l.f. on our face. And let me tell you, I've worn it for many, many hours, and it still looks really beautiful at the end of the day, okay? All right, I think I wanna go in with some powder bronzer, okay? I like powder bronzer in the summer because I don't want my hair sticking to my face, okay? We've already got sunscreen, we've already got foundation. I don't want my hair sticking to my face, so I'm taking a big fat brush. You're gonna see me using a lot of these brushes with the blue handles. This is a makeup artist, her name is Crystal Lee. We followed each other on TikTok for quite some time, and she came up with these really great brushes that have a completely different hair than most traditional brushes, and they're just absolutely lovely. I know I always say never to use a big powder brush, but I love it in the summer when I'm just trying to quickly get the sides of my face so that my hair doesn't stick, but see how I still have a nice glow. And I kind of took the glow away from my forehead, but I always tell people in my chair, you're gonna see powder for about 10 minutes, and then once it warms up to the skin, it becomes the skin. We can also go back in at the very end and lock it in. But it's super important to blend powder on powder. So that's why I wanted to use powder first. Okay, so I chose a color, it's called Medium. It's called Catching Rays. And let's see, I think I'm gonna use this brush. Who's this? Oh, this is Miss Nikki Rose in 15 by BK Beauty. Now I do have a couple e.l.f. brushes somewhere and they're nice. I just don't know where they are. Okay, so I like a little bronzer at the top of the forehead, because if I went into the sun, that is where I'm gonna get color, right? We're gonna get color at the top of the forehead. I like to push it into the hairline so that we can't see a big white space between our makeup and our hair. We wanna kind of push it in, okay? And then I can go back to my big brush, kind of pounce over it to blend it. Okay, I'm not gonna really blend with this because this is a damp beauty blender and this is a powder. We could make a big muddy mess. We don't wanna do that. Okay, and then I'm gonna go in right here, kind of on the tops of my cheeks. And again, powder blends on powder. But I love that I'm not gonna have, does this smell? It must be my brush cleaner. It smells like vanilla. Yeah, my brushes smell like vanilla because I think I have a vanilla brush cleaner. Okay, I like a little bit on the nose. Just wherever you want to warm up your face. And don't worry, I'm going to blend this out in a minute. Sabrina Carpenter always does bronzer too. Remember, I'm kind of going on that whole Sabrina Carpenter look right now. It's that soft glam summer. Okay. Now, instead of using a blender to blend a powder product, we're using a powder brush. I'm not dipping into the powder, it's just whatever's left on here. And the powder brush blends it all in, okay? Now, we can also go in and put a little bronzer in our crease, just a little bit, not crazy, but I'm gonna take a little bit of powder, hold. Okay, I always cut the video at 20 minutes or less to make it easier to upload, okay? There we go. So now I'm gonna take just like a fluffy brush. I'm gonna take just a fluffy brush with a little bronzer. And I'm gonna go. Now remember, I powdered first, right? Now we have that primer on. We have the eye primer. And then I powdered over it because powder blends on powder. With Sabrina Carpenter, she keeps a lot of the darkness on the outside of the eye. So she goes real dark out here. So I'm just doing a little bronzer to build a little bit of depth, but then you'll see what we're gonna do later. It's just to build a little bit of depth, a little bit of warmth. She wears part of her face kind of warm and she kind of does part of her face in cool. She kind of mixes. She used to be a real warm girl with heavy, heavy eyeliner. Now she's kind of changed it a little bit. Okay. And then I'm gonna go back over it with this powder brush. Again, not re-dipping into powder, but then the powder blends on the powder, okay? We're just gonna do it just like that. Okay. I got this cute, I've done these before. I've done the e.l.f. chunky pencils and I love them. I have like a copper and I have a champagne. But for fun, because it's summer, I wanna do this little amethyst purple. And you'll notice I'm just gonna kind of do it on the outer eye. Sabrina's been really experimenting with some fun colors. But see, I mean, the pencil does the work because it's a big fat chunky pencil. It really does the work, but I'm kind of going lightly in the crease, kind of out to the corner of the eye. Does that make sense? And it's just kind of nice to do something different than brown or gray, but it still gives a smoky color. Sometimes when we use a color, this is called Amethyst, it's just a really nice, it's just a nice layer of depth. Sometimes it makes eyes a little bit more interesting when we do color, but it's not a scary color. It's a smoky amethyst. And anyone can use this. This is very, very pretty. Okay, that is really, really pretty. And then she does a little bit, so we're going up to the corner. She does a little bit on that outer corner of the eye. Look how that made my eye look so big compared to this one. You don't have to do this. I'm just giving you options, but holy moly. Guys, this is so easy. I think these are $5 or $6. These pencils, they're chunky. You could even do a smoky eye with this because it's just, it's so pretty. And it's, from some angle you see a little bit more like lilac or lavender, but then there's like a smoky graphite. It's really pretty. That's the amethyst, okay? Let's see. Okay, I'm loving that. Water time. Someone sent this to me, the Brewmate. It came in the mail yesterday. I have no idea who sent it. There was nothing, there was no card, there was no nothing. Okay, I'm gonna leave my brow bone just naked like that. And now we're gonna start building up. Now I don't know, do I have an e.l.f. pencil? Hold on. Okay, this is the e.l.f. No Budge. It's a retractable eyeliner. Now we're just gonna do it on the outer half of the eye only. She does not do eyeliner all the way in. Well, sometimes she does, but we're going for soft glam, okay? See that in the outer corner, and we're gonna smoke it, okay? Let me see. I gotta do this off camera so I can see what I'm doing. Oh, Lord have mercy. Okay. Oh yeah. Okay, we're just winging it out a little bit. Sometimes she does a big wing, but again, what is she? I think Sabrina Carpenter is what, 25? So we have to modify. But you know what? You can wing it out as much as you want, or you can totally skip a wing. That's the cool thing about makeup. You get to decide what you like on yourself. You get to decide. No one else. You get to. Okay. Okay, my wings aren't even, and guess what? It's okay. It's okay. Because we're gonna even them out with eyeshadow. But this eye always, I don't know why, but it always, the wing is always lower. Okay, I think that's pretty even. And I did a little bit in here on my inner eye, just a little bit, but I kind of skipped the whole inner part of my eyelid. Okay, now we're gonna take some black. I love the palettes by, I love the palettes by e.l.f. I love them. They're like $3, $4 bucks. It's redonkulous. It's crazy to me how affordable they are. Okay. Are we gonna have problems finding? Okay, we'll use this brush here. Hopefully this doesn't make a huge mess. Probably it will. Okay, so I'm just dipping the brush into the black shadow. I haven't done eyeliner yet because, as you know, I like to do eyeliner. Concealer. I haven't done concealer yet. I like to do concealer at the end so it's all nice and cleaned up. Okay. So now I've got a wing that's mostly shadow. It's soft. Wing shadows are really, really soft when you do an eyeshadow over it. And I'm just tapping it. Do you see how I'm just tapping it? Some of you noticed I had fake nails on after all those months of not having fake nails. And now I took them off again because I hate them. But I had to have them for the Half Magic photo shoot I did. And now in about a week and a half, I'm going to be in Los Angeles again for the Ulta Beauty Collective. If you didn't know, I was selected one of 40 people to be in the Ulta Beauty Collective for the rest of 2024 and the first half of 2025. And there's only 5 of us over 40. And so I'm really so proud to be representing mature women. I'm so excited and so happy. Okay, so there we go. We've got this wing. And now we're gonna start smoking up the outer eye. And I think I'm gonna do it with, I think I'm gonna do it with this brown right here. But what I need to do is I need the light color because that's what she does. She goes real light on the inside of her eye. And so I'm gonna take this light frosty color. I'm gonna go right here on the inner eye. Up in there, oh yeah. Now you do not have to do this much frost and you definitely don't have to take it that high, but this is the Sabrina Carpenter eye. She goes real light in here and it's what all the young girls are doing. Okay, we don't have to if we don't want, but for the sake of this video, I think it's fun. This is a great brush too for this technique. And see, it went right into that smoky amethyst. This is by Persona, this brush. I love it because it's like this little half dome shape. Okay, again, you do not have to go this bright. This is in the e.l.f. palette called, what is this one called? I don't know. Where's my magnifying glass? Cream and Sugar. This is called Cream and Sugar. It's really hard being older in this industry and trying to keep up with the young girls. Just kind of looking at my eyes when they're rested and seeing. It's almost like doing a half of a cut crease, but just with a shimmer, where we're not actually having to erase or cut anything. It's just like the shimmer does it for us. Okay, so there we go. We got some Sabrina Carpenter going on right there. Now I'm going to take this dark brown color and I'm going to take a tiny blending brush. I'm gonna take like this little guy here. Is this Morphe? Who makes this? No, this is Crown brushes. Crown brushes were really more popular years ago with makeup artists because Crown makes a lot of the brushes that all the brush companies use or all the makeup brands use. Crown was kind of, you could private label your brushes with Crown. I don't know if that's the case anymore, but I do like Crown brushes. This is probably $3 or $4. And it's very nice. Okay, so I'm gonna go over the black because we want everything to be smoky and blended. Okay, so see how that's getting more smoky and blended? So it's not so black and stark. And then we're gonna wing it out over the black. I love this eye. Some of you are thinking this is not soft glam, this is heavy glam. I know what you're thinking, but this is actually kind of considered soft glam because it's kind of considered a more soft glam eye. I know that seems silly because it looks like I actually have a lot on and it's quite deep and dark. And you can always go in and correct and blend, but there we go. What do we think? What do we think? Okay, then I'm gonna go back in with my bronzer brush. Where's my bronzer brush that I used in my crease? Okay, and I'm gonna now take this kind of pretty brown. It's almost like the color of my shirt. It's almost like the color of the bronzer, but it's gonna have a little more pigment in it. And I'm just gonna go right out here on the outside. We're always doing little steps and then pulling back to see how it looks. And then little steps and then blending in between, okay? That's how you get a professional look. That's how you get a really pro blend, is going in little steps and then pulling back and going, now how does that look? Okay, and see, I'm not taking it on the inner eye because her inner eye is actually very light in all of her videos and photos. She's quite light. And I'm gonna show you, I'm gonna lighten it up a little bit more too, okay? And then I like how we just have that little bit of that amethyst Amethyst under the eye. I do want to take a little bit more smoky Amethyst because I want to see a little bit more of it, but I'm just going to go right on the outer eye because she does that. She'll take a fun color, maybe like a deep pink or a blue, like a blue gray, so that she's not just doing neutrals, but sometimes she has a fun color popped in there with the neutrals. And I just think that that's really pretty. And honestly, putting the pencil on, it kind of blends itself. Like I really don't have to go in and do anything else. Now, at any point, if you're thinking this is too much makeup for me, Michelle, then just omit some of the steps. You saw how my eyes looked before I started going dark. You saw that. So just trace back a few steps and go, oh, I liked her makeup better here. That's where I would stop on myself. But it's fun to show you all the possibilities. I'm not just gonna do natural makeup. We're doing, okay, now I'm taking a lighter color, this light color right here, and I'm going on that whole inner eye. See how I just lightened all of that? That's what she does. She has a real light inner eye. And I like it because it's kind of a real pretty bisque pink. But now I just lightened that, okay? It's funny because it looks like a lot, but in photo, if I was in photo, you would just see like my lash line. You would see this crazy pop of highlight here, but it doesn't, you're not gonna see all my shadows because we hid a lot of them. A lot of them are hidden in the outer eye, and when we open, the lashes kind of hide all that, but it gives you the depth you want. Okay, so here we go. I'm gonna just go over this a little bit. Going over some of that. Okay. What do we think so far? Is this too crazy for you, or is this fun? I think it's so fun. I'm gonna take a little bit of my favorite tubing mascara by e.l.f. It's their lash extender. And I'm just gonna do a little bit because I'm gonna pop a half of a fake lash on. The reason why I'm gonna do half of a fake lash and not just lashes. Now some of you might say, well, mascara is enough for me, Michelle. I do not need to put a fake lash on. I agree, you don't. I don't wear fake lashes lots of days. This is a great mascara too. I think it's $6. Yeah, lots of days I don't do. But the reason I wanna do a half lash is because one, we're doing Sabrina Carpenter. Two, I just took off Lilac Street. I had Lilac Street lash extensions on for 3 days. And for some reason, their glue, I can hardly get it off. I spent up to an hour with oil, and their oil, their lash oil conditioner and a comb, and I still could not get all of their glue off my lashes. So when you have glue on your natural lashes, the mascara is never gonna go on as pretty. So for that reason, I really wanna put on half a lash. Plus it's what Sabrina Carpenter does. She wears half a lash all the time. Sometimes she wears a full lash, but she wears a lot of half a lash because she's really trying to extend her outer eye. Look how cute that is. I know that seems like a lot, but we're doing soft glam for summer. What makes it summer? Well, we did a satin foundation, so we're not dewy and sticky. We did a powder bronzer, so we're not dewy and sticky. Do you see what we're doing here? We're going with drier formulas, but they're still really pretty close up. My upper lip looks too light. A little bronzer on the neck too. Okay. All right, let's see. What do we think? I might do a little, I'm gonna do a lower lash after concealer, okay? My brows are in place. She has a big brow too, but if you can't do a big brow, it's okay. Okay, we'll be right back. Okay, I've done a lot of lash tutorials. I know lashes aren't for everyone, but I want you to consider them, okay? Because I'll tell you why. They lift a mature eye. And these are so easy to use. These are Ardell accents. They're number 318, and they're gonna sit on the outer eye only, okay? And they're easy to put on if you're new to lashes. You might even be watching this thinking, no, I don't like to do lashes, or I've tried them before and they don't work, or it's just not for me. Watch this, watch how easy this is. So I take the lash and I take the glue. I do duo in the tube because it's just easy and it's fast drying, okay? Watch this, I'm gonna see if I can. So I put glue. Is that going on? It's hard to do it on camera and have you see it, but also have me see it. Okay, there you go. It's kind of a blue translucent. You really want to make sure you get the inner edge and the outer edge too. There you go. It's kind of always like a bluish white. Okay, we're gonna blow on them. You want to buy tweezers that look like this because they curve to the eye. They're like $5. They're super cheap. You could do regular tweezers too, but these are so easy. Okay, and then watch this. See how it's curving like this? So we're going to mimic the curve. So we're going to take the lashes right here. And while they're still tacky and wet, tacky and medium. They're not wet, they're not dry. We're gonna watch this. We're gonna place it on top of the mascara lashes. That's why I like to do mascara first. If you're new, it's so much easier. And then on that little inner edge, because that doesn't always want to lay down right away. Then I take the back side of it, of the tweezers, and I kind of hold it down and beat it into submission. And boom. Now it's not a huge difference, you'll see, look. But it's just, it gives a little more depth to the lashes. It looks great in photos. So if you have a wedding or a high school reunion, or you're going on a cruise and you want to look really beautiful for their big, you know, kickoff dinner, look at that. Look at that. Do you see all that depth? But then look, this is all light, and then you don't feel it because it's just out here. You don't feel it. You'll forget you have them on. That's what so many women hate about lashes, is they can feel it, or someone puts a lash on you that's too long for your eye and then it pokes you here the whole day. Not on my watch. We don't do it that way. Okay, so here, watch again. I think this is going to be a longer video today because I'm doing lashes. But you know what? I never show lashes. You can always fast forward if you don't want to learn, but I just think it's important for women to know. And I get this little one. I like Duo. Kiss makes a good one too. I don't have it in there, but Kiss makes a really good glue. And if you're allergic to certain types of adhesive, latex or anything, they make latex-free glues by Kiss. They make formaldehyde-free glue. Kiss makes a good glue. Make sure you get white that dries clear though, because if you're new, you don't want a black glue because it can be too messy. Okay, when I think it's tacky and no longer super wet and slippery, I will mimic the shape, right? See, they both curve in the same direction. And then I'm gonna try to do it without getting my hand in the way. And then we pop it right on here. Okay, I think I got it on. The edge is a little bit higher. I want it a little bit closer to the lashes. There we go. There we go. Okay, it's on. If it sticks right away where you put it, you know the glue is nice and tacky, and it just needs to instantly stick wherever you put it. But I just love it. I don't even feel them, okay? Look at that, we're dark. We're real dark in that outer eye. Oh my gosh, I love them so much. Look at that. Look at how flirty and pretty that is, and it lifts the eyes. Now, yes, I have an almond shape eye that's kind of lifted already. I acknowledge that, but let me tell you, I've been putting lashes on women since 1993, okay? 1993 was the first time I put lashes on a woman. She was much older than me. I was probably 25 and she was probably 35. And let me tell you, I don't think I even got hers on properly, but that's when I started doing it. Okay, cute, okay? We're gonna go into blush. Again, it's hot, it's summer, it's humid. I don't know if you are wearing this for long hours, I don't know, but I don't wanna do a cream blush, but I also want to be more Sabrina Carpenter. So while I have e.l.f. bronzer and I have powder blushes, Sabrina's known for her pink cheeks, and we are gonna do a pink cheek. And these are the liquid Camo blushes. They're amazing, I love them. So I'm just gonna put a bunch of, you can use the back of your hand. I don't recommend applying it to the face and then trying to blend it in. I think that's where a lot of women go wrong. But you can put it right here on the palette. And let's get a little brush. And we'll see how we do. I think I'm gonna do this little guy. I think I'm gonna do this little brush here. Okay, so we're gonna take this little brush and we're gonna start, like, if pretend this is on the back of your hand, you don't have to use a palette, although you could probably get a palette like this for under 10 bucks on Amazon. Okay, and now we're gonna start in that little egg shape of our cheeks because it's flattering on most face shapes and most ages. And we're gonna build up some pink. Now don't worry, because I'm going to show you a trick. We want it to be pink. We want it to pop. You could pick a plummier pink. They make a plummier pink. I don't know which one this is called. This is, hold please. This one is called Pinky Promise. Pinky, that's easy to remember. Pinky Promise, that's so cute, okay? So Sabrina really has the pink apple, okay? Not everyone has an apple cheek, so don't worry, just put it where your apple is. But look how much blush I have left over. That's a ton of blush. You don't need much with this. You don't need much, okay? And I'm gonna take a little bit more on this brush. And I'm kind of going into this little egg shape, okay? We're kind of doing a little bit wider here and a little bit tinier there. That's why I call it an egg shape. She does blush on her nose. She does it on the bridge. She does it on the tip. The tip of the nose, making the tip of the nose kind of pink is very much a Korean thing, but it's definitely infiltrating our American culture. I'm seeing a lot of blush on the tip of the nose, okay? Pink, look at that. Woo, Michelle, that is pink. Don't worry, it's okay. See how this one's a tiny bit softer? Because once you do this, you're bringing blood to the surface, okay? You can also do a tiny bit, whatever on the brush. I'm not applying blush up here, but whatever left on the brush, you can put a little bit of pink up on the forehead to give it a cohesive look. You could even do a little bit of pink out here. I kind of like that for a cohesive look. I used to do that a lot. Now I don't bring the blush on the eyes as much as I used to, but see that little tiny bit of pink? It's just a trace, but it kind of gives a cohesive look. Now we're not connecting the two. You'll see a lot of young girls draping. Draping means to bring it out the eye, do it on the whole temple, it washes into the cheek. That is not flattering on a mature woman. You will instantly look like a Golden Girls. Now if you want to look like a Golden Girls, then do it. But it's not flattering. Okay, look at how much blush I have left over, a ton. That's why you don't want to dot it on your face first, okay? You do not. So what are we gonna do? Well, we're gonna take our damp blender and we're gonna blend it in. One, it picks up extra, but it also helps blend the edges, and then hold please, because I'll show you what we're gonna do in a minute. Okay, cute, cute, okay. It's time for concealer. Now, I'm gonna do the tiniest bit, see how I'm just patting it and patting it? We're not doing a thick, heavy layer. I know this technique must scare a lot of people, but when I tell you, it has changed my life. My under eyes look so beautiful every day, and when I go to take my makeup off, my under eyes still look fresh. 10, 12 hours later, they still look fresh. Now I could go in with a little bit of this, but I'm not going to. I'm gonna do the tiniest bit. Do you see how, like right in here, I've got some purple? We're gonna do a tiny bit of Color Corrector by e.l.f. It's peach, it's e.l.f. Color Corrector. And let me see. I'm gonna do this little brush by Crystal Lee because it has like a nice little slant and it's fluffy. And I'm just gonna kind of get it into the brush bristles. And then I'm just gonna go I'm just going right where that dark color was. It looks good. I'm not going anywhere else. Well, maybe I'll go over my veins. Okay, got a little peach color corrector, work it into the bristles of the brush. I'm gonna go over, I have blue veins right there and there. I have some blue veins right here, blue veins right here. Just putting a tiny peach over it kind of helps cover. Okay, now I'm going to take a little bit more of this, just a pinch, just a pinch. And then I'm going to take a little e.l.f. Camo concealer, just a pinch, okay? Because I find the Camo concealer's just a little too much for me, but then the Satin Foundation's not enough, so by mixing the two, I'm kind of cutting it, okay? And I'm taking my same brush, and I'm mixing them together, and I'm really priming that brush. I'm really getting it into the bristles. Okay, and then I'm gonna tap it on the back of my hand. God, you guys are getting a full masterclass today, right? This is like a full masterclass of Sabrina Carpenter makeup. Okay, and now I'm gonna go lightly over that color corrector and under my whole eye. And then I'm gonna take, is that finger clean? I'm gonna take a clean finger and I'm gonna pat it out so that it just looks like skin and not makeup. Do you see that? Do you see that? Okay, now the brush is already primed. There's plenty of product in this brush. I'm gonna go over the color corrector. I'm not going all the way up to the eyeliner because we don't wanna erase our dimension. We have beautiful dimension under our eyes right now. We don't wanna erase that. And then I might even take a tiny bit down the nose. because that's another trick her makeup artist does, and I'll show you in a minute with highlighter what she does. Okay, and then we're gonna take our clean finger and we're gonna pat it out. And we're gonna pat it out here, and we're gonna pat it out here. Okay, now we're gonna take we still have a lot of product in this brush, okay? We have a lot of product. I'm gonna get even more. We're gonna have a lot of product in here. Watch what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna go around the edges of the blush. Okay, I'm going around the edges of the blush and a little into the blush, because now look, do you see what that just did? It toned down the pink, but it also made it look like the pink is part of our skin and not makeup sitting on top, okay? Do you see that? Look at that garish kind of pink. That's why don't be scared if you put a little too much on, because you can just do the tiniest bit of concealer and foundation all around it. Now I'm a little bit pinker right here. I'm not touching that because that looks cute. I'm still have a little pink on the bridge of my nose, but do you see that? Now the pink looks like it's part of my skin. I love that. Okay, it's time for lips. Sabrina does a really pretty nude lip, but then she goes dark on the outside. We're going kind of 90s. It's kind of a sex kitten look. Some of you might not like that term, but that's what it's called. It's a sex kitten look. And she doesn't use any contour on her face. Her face just looks really, really fresh. She overdraws her lips. Who doesn't nowadays? Even if they have filler, they still overdraw. Okay? She doesn't wear a lot of lipstick. It's a lot of gloss. You can see her lips through the gloss, and then you can see the dark liner. So I'm just doing the dark liner there. I'm not taking it to the outer corner. And you could do a dark mauve, you could do a dark burgundy. I've seen her do different colors, but this is a little bit right here, a little bit right there, but keeping it out of the corners of the mouth. And then we're gonna go in, I think with, yeah, that color, that's so pretty. Really pretty. It's nude, but you've got that darker outer pencil. Now, you do not have to do the darker outer pencil. If that makes you uncomfortable, you do not have to do it, but that's how Sabrina does it. I'm gonna go. A little bit more in the center. Sometimes she does more pink. Let's see. You know what? Let's set it. Let's set this. Woo! All right, I love to keep a fan nearby because I hate to wait for setting spray to dry. I love that. I love a fan. I love a fan. Okay, last step, okay? We got one more step. Actually, I lied, we have two. We have two steps. We are gonna do some lashes on the bottom real quick. Again, this is tubing mascara. tubing mascara. Only comes off with hot, like warm hot water removal. It was designed to slip off. It creates this little polymer tube around your lash, almost like a hollow spaghetti. Kind of makes a mess in your sink when you take it off, but I'd rather have a mess in my sink than a mess on my face. Okay, there. And because it only comes off with hot water, it will not come off or flake or smear or transfer. And I've worn tubing mascara in heat and humidity, working in Wilmington, North Carolina in the heat of the summer, working on television and film in the swampiest swamps. And I would go back to the hotel late at night and I didn't have any mascara anywhere, okay? So it works. Love it, love it. Soft glam. I don't even know if I consider this soft glam. This might be more. Okay, last step. So Sabrina always has a beautiful glowy pop, and we're gonna do Halo. e.l.f. Halo Glow, because I'm gonna do it on the back of my hand. I got the color, I think this is Fair. She always has a pop of glow right here. Yes, oh my gosh, that's it. That immediately just looked like Sabrina, just like that. She does a little bit down the center of her nose, a little bit on the tip of her nose. Okay, and then what I would do is I would take the blender and lightly pat it, but it's just like coming down from the concealer, but then goes right into this darling little pink cheek. Okay, what do we think? I think Sabrina even wears a brighter cheek than this, but I'm gonna leave it here because I don't wanna scare anybody. I already told you this was soft glam, and this to me is almost heavy glam, but it's considered soft glam in the makeup world. And I would definitely wear this anywhere. This is probably a little bit too much eyeliner and smoke for daytime for me, unless I was going to a more formal daytime wedding. But this is gorgeous for evening, and this photographs so well. I'll show you a photograph at the end, okay? We will look at a photograph at the end and see what we think. But there you go. Those are all my favorite e.l.f. products. I didn't use a single thing today that I don't love. I am new to their bronzer and powder, and I'm really pleased with how it warmed up my face, but nothing's sticking to me. And remember, powder blends on powder. You could go in and even powder your face if you wanted to, but I feel like this is the right kind of glow that I want. And because I have the satin foundation, look at my forehead. It's just a really pretty natural finish without looking too dewy. I'm already gonna look dewy in the summer because of the heat and humidity. I don't need to create dew on my face. I wanna look at everything really close up. The forehead looks flawless. The eyes look super soft and blended. The skin is skinning. It's beautiful. I would feel very comfortable being real close up in anyone's face. I would feel very comfortable. I don't look dry, I don't look cakey, I don't look makeup-y, if that makes sense. I really have more of just a skin-like finish, but I'm more evened out than my natural skin. This is a yes for me. I love this. So let me know in comments some of your favorite e.l.f. products that you either love and you want to share with all of us, or you'd like to see me try going forward. I think I have all the new e.l.f. products possibly that there are. The only thing that I don't love is bronzing drops, but I don't love any company's bronzing drops. It's not an e.l.f. problem. I don't like bronzing drops. It makes my sunspots look deeper. But I love everything. I just love everything. I love this. All right. Thank you. I hope this was fun. It's a little longer than I thought, but when I'm really showing every step, how I do it in real time, I'm not cutting and editing. I literally just have to cut it 20 minutes so it's easier to upload. But I want you to see how we would do it if you were in my makeup chair and we were doing it together at the same time and you were mimicking what I did. That's why I do the videos in real time, so that you can see exactly how I'm doing it. I'm not cutting and then going and blend to make it look better. Nope, I do it exactly on camera, the same way I would do it if you were sitting in my makeup chair and we were doing this together. I hope that makes sense, okay? Anyway, I will be back next Saturday with a video, I believe, if all things go well with scheduling, on the best skincare that is acne safe for acne women, because June is acne month. It's acne awareness month, and I feel there are so many products in skincare and makeup that are not created just for acne skin and can be causing a lot of problems, a lot of flare-ups. And my friend Kara and I, she is a acne expert. She is my best friend. We've known each other since we were kids. We are gonna do a full acne review and education on the best skincare if you have acne. So check back in for that. And I think that's it for now. Have a beautiful weekend and happy Father's Day to all of my families. And I don't even know what we're doing, but just being together is enough for me. Bye for now.